This is the Negro Ninja. And you know how I always talk about that if it seems like she's being too easy, you just gotta wonder, okay, because chicks don't just walk up to you just to try to pleasure you. The act of whoredom is not about chicks trying to find pleasure for themselves anyway. Okay, it's a conspiracy behind this type of stuff. Okay. Remember, pussy is really merely an expression to these hoes. Okay, lots of times they out there just trying to rebel. A lot of times the hoe trying to run from herself. It's deep. Because, like I'm saying, you telling me that a woman, like especially in the cases that I'm in on my complaints, I'm like, I noticed that hoes is very cowardice towards boldness and this type of stuff. So you telling me that a coward just gonna all of a sudden get the courage to do something brave? Okay, that's not what it is. And I remember a few times when chicks flat out caught me off guard, like when I was in the club or whatever. I thought this chick was stuck up. Um, and I saw this Persian nigga that was over there. Like I said, chicks is very good at hiding attraction. Okay, baddest bitch in the club. Well, it wasn't a club. It was like a bar or not a bar. I forgot what it was. Yeah, it probably was. I know it was on Buckhead, right across the street. Like when near Seasons 52 or something, somewhere along that strip. Probably a bar type area, but it was just somewhere people hang out or whatever. Real crowded. Okay, and there was this Persian nigga mean mug me. My bro was like, "Hey dog, this dude over there mean mugging." I just look at him. I'm like, "What the hell is your problem? I don't know. I don't know this nigga." Now, once again, it's a lot of stuff that goes on. You don't know what's happening. So apparently, the white shit was choosing. Because I had to take the dude home. Like, "Hey, I gotta go. And the white chick basically just brushed her ass up against me. I was like, well, damn, why she have to do? Why? See, but me being decent and all this type of stuff, I'm like, I got to take my friend home or whatever. But it's good that nothing happened because there was a dude that was clearly after my neck. Okay, because if something happened, maybe that would have led to me getting assaulted with a weapon or something. You just don't know what's gonna happen. Then there was that one time, I was living next to this bad white chick. I knew her boyfriend. We was cool or whatever. And I was just outside jump rope with my shirt off and stuff. And then she came outside with a towel one time, making it seem like her little dog just got through the door. She was like, get over here. And she had on the towel. And then she got back in and she just dropped the towel. I was like, well, damn, that's nice. And she was stacked like a porn star, like the natural porn star. Because this was during the times when, what was about 2007 or something. So this was during the times when Bang Bros was fairly popular and Bang Bus and all that stuff. And she looked better than them bitches though, but I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, I can't do that to my bro. Okay. And then I'm just thinking, what if somebody say, like, even if she don't say nothing, what if somebody see me going to this house? I ain't got time for this bullshit. So there was a lot of stuff going on. Okay, and not to mention there's also the possibility that she could just flat out say, I fucked that dude next door. Because chicks be doing stuff when they acting whorish, you better believe there's nothing good to come from it. And so you just got to be very careful. Okay, the shit could be dangerous. It could be deadly. Okay, because once again, they're not doing it. Okay, just because they think you're hot or awesome. Okay, it's a lot that goes through it. Chicks are very complicated creatures. Well, they simple, but they just make it seem complicated. Okay, but that's not to say that this is the case all the time. But in these cases right here, that's just my Negro sense is tingling. I'm like, oh no, something's off. Okay, but I can also prove it with a story from Reddit. Okay, that this is how these hoes operate. Usually when it's real easy, they're trying to get back at somebody. All right, let me find the story. Hold up. Oh yeah, let me before I get to this story. You remember the last story when I read the Reddit story about this lady giving her boss a blowjob on the first day? Who's to say that she wasn't doing it just to get back at her boyfriend or fiance, or whoever the fuck he was? I'm telling you, you got to wonder about a lot of stuff with these hoes. Okay, um, the story. Found it. Things I've ever done. I almost titled it I stimulated his package. But this is only my first post. The sky's the limit here. Before this whole quarantine started in our area, I broke up with my long-term BF.
who turned into a giant soppy mess this previous year, and sexist. We'll leave it at that. We just had the end fight.
Okay, now she said that he just turned into a prick, this year. And she basically called him sexist. Now, you really cannot believe a woman's opinion about a man sometimes, because chicks are notorious for dating the worst type of dudes anyway. Okay, so she's saying that he's a giant sopping ass this year. He probably just stood at her, put his foot down about something. Then she just called him sexist. So he clearly, most likely, said some red pill shit. That's probably what it was. Okay, sexist. You can't trust these hoes.
And I was royally pissed. I told him to pick his shit up tomorrow and leave me alone. Going as planned so far. I'm a live-in nanny for a well-off mid-30s couple. My apartment is above their main house, access through the garage. That night, I wore a cute short skirt and light makeup around to cheer myself up even though I was staying home. My boss, who I've been chill with for years, was having a schmoozy last supper type cocktail party before the lockdown. I wanted to walk through the kitchen, turn some snobby rich heads maybe, and go back to my room to play some games.
See, this bitch is playing some games right now. Tomorrow's going back to her room to play some games. Okay. She basically said she went in there just to get some attention to turn some snobby rich heads. I'm telling you, man, you can't let hoes play with you like that. Okay, that's why I think it's bad to just jump when when they put stuff out there, like how I'm saying that hoe that was next door to me that just dropped the towel. I think it would have went better for her if she just told me her intentions, just be like, hey, look, I want to fuck, you know. And like I said, I knew her freaking boyfriend or something. So I'm like, it just seemed when a chick seem like they're baiting you, it's because they are. Trust me on that one. It's something crazy about it.
On my adventure to get a glass.
I can already sense some niggas in the comments trying to hate on me. Okay, once again, listen to my stories. Okay, this doesn't apply to you. Okay, shut the fuck up. All right. So anyway,
So why? I noticed the pool of thirsty old rich dudes had our next door neighbor, Dylan, and his dad, among it. Dylan and I briefly spoke a few times, usually never more than happy holidays and games that are coming out. He's a sweet guy, quiet, respectful, in a good college, and I know he does a lot of charity community work, lofty aspirations, etc. He seemed so straight edge, prim and proper that I admittedly packaged him as a semi-dorky smart kid next door
who was going places? Let me read this again. Hold up.
going places. Not that he wasn't also cute, but I never had any urges or temptations.
Okay, and that's the part I was trying to read. That's why it took so long. My bad. Okay, and I had to make sure I heard that right. She said, not that he wasn't also cute, but I never had any urges or temptations, and he never outright expressed interest. So she basically said there was no attraction. Okay, so continuing.
And he never outright expressed interest. Think Steve from Stranger Things, but without the charisma. While I was down there, I felt him gaze over me and my tatted legs, wearing a braless tank top, my blonde hair newly colored with pink highlights.
Remember, it all starts with the gazing. I'm telling you, hold on.
I made sure to pout my lips while pretending to read the wine bottle LOL. Brought it to my room after meeting Dylan's eyes and exchanging light casual smiles. The kind of smile that made you think we would end the night with, at most, a conversation about how crazy the toilet paper thing is. Not the kind of smile that told you I was going to have his hot come all over my fingers.
I'm trying to tell you. Okay, I'm trying to tell you. Then she's trying to act like she ain't all that interested in stuff. And like I said, she, you know, to the dude, it seemed like it's not leading up to nothing. But this bitch got a plan the whole time. And that's one thing I noticed. Half the time, like in these dumb interactions, when the chicks seem to want you, they be the one that don't really want you. The one that don't really seem like she really thinking about you be the one that really wants you. Okay, hoes can be very annoying. And that's one of the main reasons why they try to play the switcheroo. That's why I don't like being around bitches that's around, you just got to be careful. Like, when she around another chick, usually a chick that's ugly or something, one of them is trying to bait you and do the whole switcheroo. Okay,
Phone was flooded with insult texts from the ex. Still training for the Cuntbag Olympics. I see. And he's got a shot to take gold this year. My wine went down. My games with friends sucked. And my
now she just illustrated that she got a text from her ex-boyfriend. He was being a cunt. Okay, so that right there just pretty much just kicking into overdrive. Okay, she just decided, yeah, I'm gonna make sure this happens. Okay, I'm telling you, she being the devil.
mood sank. Venting to them helped a little. But I still couldn't get over the fact that my ex basically transformed. Devolved. I still have trouble wrestling with it.
And that right there just proves it. The nigga probably still the same. He just probably said some red pill shit. That's all. Okay. And like I said, when it comes to women, they can put up with a lot of bullshit. Niggas can slap you upside the head. Okay. Niggas can say stupid stuff to her, that don't really have substance, but just be, negative and toxic. But when they say something real, okay, a bitch will flee if it offends her. That's just something you will never see that bitch again. And it could just be something small. Like I said, I got in trouble the other day for a rabbit post. Okay. It wasn't even about that. It's just a fat rabbit. Okay, but anyway, not gonna get into it right now.
The world's going crazy. Guys. I browsed Twitter apps intermittently and saw one of those black and white passion sex gifs of guy in a suit forcing a girl against the stove. I started touching myself but wasn't even into that right now. I went downstairs to return the wine bottle hours later, and everyone was still deep in boring conversation. Dylan looked half asleep, but I overheard the topic. All of his plans for transferring colleges and his big overseas internship, Japan, fell through because of the virus. Years of focus delayed or maybe even destroyed. I blurted out, oh my god, really? Because I honestly felt terrible. This guy didn't deserve this shit luck.
I'm telling you, this bitch is predatory. Okay, she don't give a fuck about what this nigga's going through. Look, this is how females are half the time. A lot of time they just flat out suck. They don't care about nothing except for the dude they interested in. And it's kind of ironic because every time you look around, they talking about, oh, this is what's happening in these third world countries, and ultimately don't give a fuck about them because they'll put everything over you. When it comes time to do something, well, I got to do this. I'm like, you don't feel that way about, the nigga that you even dealing with, even though you would put niggas off for that nigga. So it's really strange. Okay, so she is just basically talking herself into doing what she's about to do. She basically gave herself an emotional attachment by just saying, oh, you don't deserve this. Peep it.
If I were him, I'd fucking snap. I was ready to fight on his behalf or something. I just didn't know who, lol. After his father filled me in on some details, I offered the room refills since I was in the kitchen, but only Dylan answered, and insisted on doing it himself and joined me. He silently poured his drink and I again said how sorry I...
Telling you, this bitch got game. Okay, she hunting. Okay, she know what she doing. She don't give a fuck about nothing. Okay. And once again, she described him as somebody that's nerdy. And I'm pretty sure I know her boyfriend wasn't. Okay. But just watch. Listen to the story. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Was for him, but he downplayed it and said he'll figure something out. I told him that I'd fight the assholes in charge. He just forced a laugh and said he appreciated it before trying to change the topic to my future. He said he hoped nothing went wrong in my world.
See how full of shit she is. I will fight the people that's in charge. She full of it. Okay, you got to really watch these hoes. Like, just watch how hoes be trying to gravitate towards certain dudes, you know, just to get back. Like, when they try to make you jealous, you see that type of behavior a lot too. Okay, so in her mind, she's thinking about her ex watching this whole thing. I promise you.
Oh no, not by comparison. I considered spewing out the details of my shitty new breakup, but I stopped myself and left a small silence. I did.
She said she considered telling him about the shitty tales of her breakup, but she decided not to. Once again, why is that on her mind? Okay, she basically said, "I'm not going to reveal the purpose of what's about to happen next," because also that may have even put him off. Okay, because he seemed like a decent person. He'll probably just be like, you know what? Maybe need time to think. So she didn't set him up for that. So she kept that herself. But listen,
Didn't want to open that door. Instead, I opened the garage door leading to my stairs and told him to follow me. I led him to the other side of my boss BMW and pushed him against the door. He made small murmurs trying to figure out what was going on, and I was afraid this would get awkward, so I pressed myself against him and asked in the most direct but honeyed voice I could manage, "Will you let me suck your cock?"
Did you see that? Okay, and she basically said she know that shit could get awkward because she was basically doing the shit. She was just like acting awkward at first instead of really being direct. She was just kind of being playful, but she know that she really wanted to go through what she was doing, so she decided to be direct. Ain't this ironic how bitches would be scared of a man that's direct? Like if the shoe was on the other foot and he trying to get over a breakup and she don't know nothing about it, I want you to suck my dick. And even if she don't really leave right there or something, she'll probably just put him off and be like, you know what? We just met. I don't want to feel like a whore. But you see how she doing this shit right here.
Eyes were frozen, glued to my cleavage, and as soon as he nodded, I kissed his neck and frantically undid his belt. I dropped to my knees and pulled down his boxers, even though his long white undershirt still covered a lot of his waist. I buried myself in and kissed him up and down on each side slowly. He didn't some monster, but it was clean and pleasant. This was my way of ensuring something good happened to someone good tonight. I coated his dick with long, slow licks before looking into his eyes and taking him in my mouth.
That was her way of ensuring that something good happened to someone tonight. I'm telling you, why does she want something good to happen to someone? Okay, she don't give a fuck about this dude. I promise you. Okay, she don't give a fuck about this dude. Okay, and before I forget, let me just say this. This is what it's like being bold. Okay, um, you know how you just outspoken or whatever, and you say things that people don't like, but you just saying it because you actually expressing yourself as a Negro. Okay, this is why low level men like to try to flock around when they see a handsome man around hoes and get all this attention and stuff because they know how chicks will operate. They know that chicks will make it easy for the next person just to spite a dude. They know this shit. Okay, okay, they know it, bro. All right, that's mostly what the dating game consists of just basically a chick making it easier for another dude because she either trying to get at another dude or whatever, or trying to make the other dude desire her. So that is basically the game. Okay, but like I said, this dude here is clearly not a bad person. Okay, he ain't thinking about nothing, but her goal is to do that sad point that I'm talking about. Okay, and she on a mission and she's gonna make it happen. I'm not gonna let you slip away. So guess what? I want to do this.
I could tell he didn't know whether or not to look, but he definitely wanted to. I bobbed my head on him faster and raised my hands up his shirt, gripping at his chest, then his waist, as I let out little moans. He was arching back over the car, so I inhaled his entire cock and started fondling my breasts while I let him sit in my throat, swirling my tongue around him. He started saying I'm gonna, and I wanted to give him a lasting image. So, I pulled him out and jerked him off onto my lips and tits as he melted against the car door. My hand was covered as I slowed down. I laughed a little, stood up, wiped my face and told him thanks before heading back up. I felt great knowing that the last cock in my mouth wasn't my ex's when he drove by tomorrow. Dylan and I played games in Discord a few times since then. Got a little more friendly, but are still acting like it never happened. Nice.
You see that, and that right there just tells you, you can't trust the hoe around these dudes. They just do everything and just act like, oh, we're just friends. Okay, then on top of that, she flat out said her intentions, knowing that the last dick that was in her mouth was not her boyfriend's cock when he came by to pick up his shit. I told you people do that shit. This is like rainbow zombies, you know, trying to talk to every chick that they see you looking at. And that's one thing I noticed, people always, I don't trust women that is really that friendly to people. She got to be just like me. Okay, because these people be having access to the pussy that you're trying to fuck and stuff. Okay, just like at that warehouse job, the fat lady knew all the bitches and they was scared of her, which explains to why they let that bitch harass me like that. They just moved to the side. I'm like, y'all gonna tell me that y'all gonna move to the side for this fat 60-old bitch to harass me? Are y'all kidding me? It's a conspiracy behind that. She got them hoes on lock. Okay, like I said, just like at the gym, all them gay niggas, they talk to every bitch. Okay, because they know you don't swing that way, so they just figure, why not just fuck with your food supply? That's what it's really all about right there. Okay, I'm trying to tell you. Try to get to you anyway, like how she tried to get to her ex any type of way. And once again, the oblivion of this dude, she felt in control. She preyed on him. He thinking, oh, this is just a good day. Okay, niggas' egos get big. Okay, you didn't do shit. That nigga gave you that pussy. He got her to give you the pussy or the mouth or whatever the fuck just happened in this situation. Now it is possible, like even if you don't have no direct dialogue with a chick, like I said, a lot of these hoes are narcissistic, and you can just rub her the wrong way, which explains a lot of these stories I be talking about. The way I'm like, why there's sexual tension, but somebody else get the number, or this person get, it be some stupid shit like they be trying to spite you or something. Okay, you just make her feel a certain type of way. But like I said, in this case with her ex, he most likely just said something real like a man should do this and a woman do that. I know it. And she was like, you know what? It's over. Fuck you. Okay, fuck you. And then she sucked somebody's dick. And then you just looking at him, just bye, looking at him just like, yeah, little do you know, I fucked the nerd next door. People do that shit. Okay. Just like how dudes around you that's sleazy will look at you. Okay, doing like I said, how they just know to just niggas be trying to linger around because they know how the hoe is. They know how devious a hoe is that's trying to get back at you. Okay. And they'll see you talking to a chick and be like, little did you know that I fucked her. And that's only because she only did that just to get back at you. The niggas don't be doing shit. Okay. It's a crazy game out here, man. She just pretended like it didn't happen. So you telling me that he didn't try to get no more head from her? Okay, who's to say that he did? I mean, who's to say that he didn't? And she just kept putting him off because she got him trapped in something. You don't tell him what she's gonna try to do. She probably try to put that nigga against the ex later on. You can't trust these hoes. Okay, it's just like a crack dealer giving somebody some free drugs. They know they're gonna be back. Okay, this bitch is pulling strings. She doing something more devious than what she letting on. Okay, but that's what I'm saying. Always be careful when you think it's too easy. Like I said, I do believe that it should be easy. Okay, but you just have to put things in perspective. Like, why would a chick just roll up on me and do this? Okay, be careful. Okay, you got to be very careful. That kind of reminds me of stories to where dudes just, they'll think they have it easy, and the nigga come from the bush and try to stick them up. How hoes be setting niggas up for robbery and shit. All right, but that's all I got to say for this random. This has been the Negro Ninja bringing you your Negro message for today. Negro out.